Welcome to the world of Benny Beaver, where teamwork builds more than just dams. Join us as Perry Ross presents a story of collaboration and success. Benny Beaver stood at the riverbank in his snug green vest, gazing at the crooked remains of his dam. The morning sun glimmered on rippling water, but his heart felt heavy like a stone in the current. He muttered about giving up, while nearby, Sally Squirrel in her blue scarf paused her acorn gathering to watch him closely. The forest hummed with rustling leaves and distant bird calls as Benny dragged another branch through sticky mud. He grunted against the stubborn current, whispering, "Why won't it stay up?" Sally hopped closer, her tail flicking like a banner in the breeze. She tilted her head and suggested softly that he should speak with Oliver Owl. Perched high on a mossy oak limb, Oliver Owl adjusted his bronze glasses and peered down at Benny. "You're fighting the river, not working with it," he said, his voice calm as wind through leaves. Benny frowned, puzzled by how one might work with something that kept tearing apart his dreams and soaking his hopes. Determined to try again, Benny stacked heavy logs while Oliver watched from above. The river surged, and with a loud splash, the dam wobbled apart, soaking Benny's green vest through. Across the water, Frankie Fox in his gray hoodie chuckled, calling out, "Maybe it needs a fox's help," his grin flashing like sunlight. Frankie padded over, eyes bright with playful challenge, suggesting they weave branches tighter like a basket. Benny tried, but his paws grew sore and the river's pull felt endless. Overhead, clouds gathered, dimming the light, while the rich smell of damp earth rose around them, making the forest air thick with restless tension. Millie Mouse, dressed in cheerful yellow, scampered down the bank carrying a bundle of tiny twigs. "I can fill the gaps," she squeaked, sliding them neatly between Benny's larger logs. A gentle drizzle began to fall, cool and fresh, and Benny felt a flicker of hope stirring in the soft rhythm of rain. Greta Goose waddled up in her lavender raincoat, wings flapping against the rising wind. "You need a broader base," she honked, pointing firmly toward the muddy riverbed. Her voice carried over the rushing water, and Benny's mind began to picture a dam wide enough to hold back even the fiercest storm the forest could send. From beneath the shade of a low pine, Tommy Tortoise emerged in his beige tool belt, moving slow but sure. "Measure twice, build once," he advised, placing a small wooden ruler in Benny's paws. The forest seemed to hush, rain softening, as Benny started to think more carefully about where each log should rest. Ideas swirled like the river's eddies, and Benny invited everyone to join. Sally stacked acorns to mark strong anchor points, while Oliver mapped the water's flow from above. Frankie tested the branch weave. Millie patched narrow spaces. Greta shifted heavy logs with her wings, and Tommy drew tidy measurements in mud along the riverbank. Energy buzzed through the air as friends worked in steady rhythm. Paws, wings, and claws moved together, shaping the dam with care. Benny felt damp soil pressed between his toes and cool spray on his fur. The river's roar now sounded less like defiance, more like encouragement, urging them to keep building with determination. By afternoon, a curved wall of logs and branches hugged the river's bend. Benny tapped each section, hearing the solid thud of well-fitted wood. Oliver's bronze glasses caught the sunlight as he nodded in approval. Greta smoothed rough edges with her wings, making the dam look as strong as it felt beneath Benny's paws. Frankie grinned, his tail flicking with satisfaction, while Millie clapped her tiny paws. Sally admired how the acorn markers had guided the build. Tommy traced a neat line along the bank, showing how far the water had retreated. The forest smelled richly of wet leaves and fresh-cut wood, a scent that promised lasting strength. As the sun dipped low, golden light sparkled across the calm water held by the dam. Benny's chest swelled with pride, but even more with gratitude for the friends who had turned failure into triumph. He whispered a quiet thank you to each of them, his voice blending with the soft murmur of the river. That night, beneath a sky scattered with bright stars, Benny sat beside the dam, listening to the gentle trickle of water. He realized that asking for help had been his bravest choice. With the forest at peace around him, Benny knew this dam, and the friendship behind it, would stand strong for many seasons to come. As the moonlight shimmered on the sturdy dam, Benny curled up, feeling warm and proud. Surrounded by his friends, he closed his eyes, knowing tomorrow's dreams would be even stronger together.